All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode on Keeping It Real with Credit live session, live and direct every week or so. Here we go. Let me make sure that we have everything in touch here. And with that being said, guys, I'm Ray from Keeping It Real with Credit. And if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing, because on this channel we talk anything and everything regarding credit, personal finance, tips and tricks on real estate, automotive investments, you name it. You're definitely going to go ahead and find it here on this channel. What's up, everybody? To those guys tuning in, Michelle, Mark from Texas, what's up? Gwendolyn from New York, how you doing? LaDonna from Chicago, how you doing? Jay Craig, what's up? And Sanita Preston from New Orleans, welcome to the channel. And let me see here. Let me just make sure that I have all my information correct. Guys, the purpose of this channel, the purpose of this video, this live session, is to go ahead and answer any or all your questions regarding personal finance or credit. We try to push out what's called a free credit evaluation. If you want a free credit evaluation at any moment during this phone call, actually during this video, you're more than welcome to go ahead and contact us with the number that you see on the screen. That's 1-888-424-0058, option number 1. And basically what you can expect is for one of our credit analysts to go ahead and take a look at a most recent copy of your credit report and give you some realistic expectations as to what you can actually do or not with your credit. And again, that also includes pricing. There's no obligation for you to join the service. However, at least you'll take away and you have a better idea as to what the cost is, how long this may take, and so on and so forth. Also, guys, and on top of answering your questions, I got some more client results that we've been able to get within 30 days. And again, we'll talk about a little bit the accounts and maybe some background information on these accounts, and maybe that'll generate some questions as to what you guys need regarding your credit. Let me see here. So with that being said, guys, let's get on with the first set of results here. All right, guys, so in these results right here, this again happened within 30 days, and you have to keep in mind that these are results again generated from 30 days. These are clients that are still within our program. Let me see. Got it, guys. How is the audio session here? Hopefully that should have made it better. And all right, here we go. So with that being said, guys, let's get on to these results. These results are generated within 30 days of people being in our program. Obviously, these clients that I'm going to show you are not done with the program as of yet, but I think it's pretty impressive to show that within 30 days, the first 30 days, things got removed. Guys, keep in mind, guys, that we use a very aggressive approach here at Score Shield Financial Group, and because of this aggressive approach, we're able to generate results a little bit more quicker than the rest. On average, our client stays here, our most difficult clients stay here no more than 4 months or so, give or take. And this is one set of results, or this paperwork is basically what my processing team has access to. They have access to this information to then relay this information over to you guys to keep you up to date. So this person right here, within 30 days, their Experian went up 618 points, a total of 94 points, 626 on Equifax, a total of 80 points, and 101 points on TransUnion, and they're at a 624 right now. 2 items got deleted, and we was able to reverse late payments, meaning if they're reporting late, what we did is we disputed the information and the credit bureaus corrected it so it reflects as a positive payment as opposed to a negative payment. And the reason why that's important is because 35% of your credit score has to do with payment history. That is the number one biggest factor. So sometimes we can take an approach as to reversing that late payment, or we'll just remove the whole account. But if that account has been open for a long time and it has some great history, then it might be worth trying to go ahead and reversing those late payments so that you can still be accounted for the payment history, which is 35%, and then the history, right, which is another factor that dictates your credit score. So this one right here, again, 2 items removed and 3 items went from negative to a positive, and these accounts were included of Self Lender, also Federal Colonial Savings, Progressive Insurance got deleted, and Wells Fargo, their credit card got updated to positive payments. So that right there, this is the result of 90 plus increase in points within 30 days. So that right there is great. The next set of results I want to go ahead and show you guys is actually one that I have circulating on our social media accounts. If you want to follow us on social media, ScoreShield Financial Group is on Instagram and Facebook, Twitter and LinkedIn. But this one right here is great. This is an investigative result for one of our clients out here. Right, so this is going to show a combination of collections and 2 student loans removed within 30 days. Fed Loan Servicing, Enhanced Recovery, which is a collection agency, and so on and so forth. So that right there is some great results. And this is the continuation page of these results, again, within 30 days. And against these were collections, charge-offs, medical collections, and a car repossession we was able to remove from Wells Fargo off of this person's credit report. So let's go ahead and, give a few shout outs for the people tuning in. Thank you guys so much. And please, I encourage you guys to ask questions so that we can go ahead and, collectively learn about what our options are. So Cynthia, how can I get a collection account off since I never signed anything with the collection company? So Cynthia, the way that you do it is by initiating a dispute. And when you initiate a dispute, what you're doing is pretty much asking, prove to me that I owe you this debt. I want to see the agreement, the contract you claim that I have with you, a description of product or services from what you claim that I rendered from you, and so on and so forth. And they have around 30 to 45 business days to give us some sort of response back. And if they're not able to within that time frame, then the account has to be removed from your credit report. So hopefully that answers your questions. And if there's a lot more that goes into it, that's why I answered the way that I did, because once you trigger the evaluation out here, we'll be able to see more in detail of what specifically this account contains and how it compares within the other 2 credit bureaus. All right, so hopefully that it helps and answers your question. Stars and Mars. How about you pull up my credit? You're a client. Stars, we'd love to do that, but given the fact that there's some personal information on there, we definitely, we have a high regard for security here and protecting your personal information. But nonetheless, I can have my processing team maybe prepare that for the next video, and we can discuss it together. So hopefully that helps. Renee Lopez, hello. I got a medical collection. They were sending it to my old address. They won't accept payment. So that's great, Renee. So when it comes to medical collections, we like to have a lot of fun with those. And I always say that. And the reason being is because there's HIPAA laws that protect your medical record. So when asking for a validation or verification of that specific account and the proof and everything that goes along with it, they're going to be limited to what they can actually include. Why? Because HIPAA laws protects your medical records. Something as an itemized bill for what you got services for can be considered HIPAA violation. So with that in mind, they're very limited to what they can provide. This is why we have such a success rate with medical collections, keeping this in mind as well. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. All right, guys. So tuning in to the next, Renee Lopez asked again, they want me to charge it to the credit card because they see I have a high credit limit. Well, Renee, before you give any credit card information, go through the disputing process. It's just a process. Again, you're just making sure that both parties, you and the other and the company, have all their ducks in a row, all the documentation. And to be honest with you guys, I wouldn't pay any company that cannot provide me with the right amount of proof If you're collecting from me, you need to have all your ducks in a row, right? You can't have missing information because, first off, I didn't contract with you, and second off, I'm not going to do business with somebody that doesn't have complete and verifiable information. And that right there in itself is a no-brainer to me, at least. Arrow Homes, do you charge upfront fee and a monthly charge? Yes, we do. So the enrollment pricing is always based on the amount of negative items that you have. However, the enrollment is not for credit restoration services. The enrollment covers basically the initial setup of everything that we have to do, and I'll go ahead and include basically what that means. So my processing team, upon the setup in the beginning, we're going to give you access to an online portal. And in that online portal, you're able to go ahead and log in 24/7 to see exactly what's going on with your case. In addition to that, my processing department communicates with you every 15 to 30 days, not only to make sure you don't have any questions, but to remind you that you're going to have some correspondences or results from the credit bureaus coming soon. And we have to follow up with you with that anyways, because we're going to need that in order to move forward if we need to move forward. In addition to that, we send all of our letters by certified mail. And certified mail costs like around $6 per letter. So if somebody's coming in with, around 30 or 50 items or whatnot, that kind of dictates the initial upfront cost for paying for the certified mail. Certified mail is definitely important when sending to the agencies or collection agencies, because from the moment they receive it, that 30-day time clock starts. If you get a response back in 31 days as opposed to 30 days, then that is a violation in itself. The only way to truly hold them accountable is by sending it by certified mail. To some companies, this is optional. To be honest with you, I don't like taking shorts with nobody's credit. We send certified mail. And also the strategy and document processing. My in-house processing team, they're all certified. They're all very knowledgeable when it comes to disputing and the rules and regulations when it comes to credit. We meet up every week and we kind of brainstorm new ideas or articles that they may have come across, and we discuss it together. We kind of test things out, again, always trying to get better. But what they do is that they take a look at the initial credit report that you submitted in the beginning, and they go ahead and dissect all the negative items, everything that's negative, which is basically all the way from the top of personal information to the accounts and inquiries, right? And we're only going to go ahead and dispute against those inquiries. And once those inquiries, against inquiries and accounts, right? And so the strategy that builds upon that really takes time, right? And it's the building of the strategy of how we're going to move forward while you're in our program. And basically that's what that covers. Then your monthly service fee, again, which is also determined by how many negative items you have, will be billed to you 30 days from the day you pay your enrollment. And again, in the credit repair business, you cannot charge for work that hasn't already been done for credit restoration services. So whatever bill we bill you 30 days from today is going to be for the work that was done prior to that. And again, we fit all of Florida's regulations when it comes to the licenses and bonds and stuff like that. That is required by the state of Florida to move forward and operate, legally and efficiently. So we have all our ducks in a row, and that's something that we can definitely present to you if you guys need to go ahead and confirm and verify. So hopefully that helps and answers your questions as to what it includes and why. Right. Again, if you have any questions, Arrow, feel free to call the number on the screen. Is it on the screen still? Yep, it should be on the screen. If not, the number is 1-888-424-0058, option number 1. All right, guys. So moving on, how do you have 272 subscribers and 3,000 views on average on each video? Yep, seems like it had more. I mean, look, YouTube is always changing their algorithms on a day-to-day basis. I'm still testing and stuff like that. But to be honest with you, I actually spend more time actually researching information as opposed to taking care of my analytics. I know, but for the most part, maybe that's it. I'm not too really focused on the views or whatnot, but more on the content, because what I do with these videos is that I distribute them outside of YouTube to clients, to clients on other social media channels and to, and to my team. So this way we use it as a period of instruction or whatnot. So at the end of the day, that's pretty, hopefully that answers that question. Zachary Rudolph, I had a credit card balance that was charged off by the credit card company like 4 years ago. Now a debt collection company has my information and I've disputed it, but it wasn't able to be taken off. Should I pay it? Well, Zachary, did you find out why it wasn't been able to get taken off? Did you just give up at the point where they say it was verified, right? I think the next step would be, how did they verify the account? And if they can provide that documentation and information, right? Just don't give up that easy. We want to find out. You definitely need to find out more. XVXK, what's the fastest way to increase credit scores after Chapter 7 bankruptcy besides a secured credit card and a secured loan? So definitely not a loan, definitely with a credit card. You can also ask your friends or family that have great credit for a authorized user, right? So for example, if this person has a $15,000 limit credit card that's been open for 10 years and never missed a payment, and they add you as an authorized user, that's going to appear on your credit like if you had a $15,000 credit limit for 10 years that you never missed a payment on. And that does tremendous for your credit. That'll definitely make it happen quick. And once you have that, then it's basically making payments over time, applying for more credit cards if you need it, using it, spending it wisely, and then obviously, leveling up that way. Kelsey Madkin, when companies sell your account to a third-party collection company, can the third-party company still sue you? Because you technically don't owe the third-party company. So I get what you're saying. So Kelsey, yes, they can still sue you because they bought the debt or they own the debt, right? So now it's their debt and they're the people, I guess, that you have to pay. But you're right when it comes to not having a contract. However, I've been studying a little bit as to how certain consumer attorneys protect clients in credit when they're getting sued by a debt collector, right? And again, I'm not an attorney. I'm not trying to be one at all whatsoever, but I like to look at these case studies and I like to study them because I like to see how our rights are being used in action, right? And from the little bit of research that I actually did, I found out that attorneys, once they go to court, it's not enough just to prove that you owe the debt, like meaning you as the consumer. They have to first off prove that the consumer owes the debt, and then they have to prove that they own the debt, right? And that's the part right there that really catches supposedly the collection company off guard. Why? Because there's an agreement, guys. There's a terms and agreement. There's an agreement between the original creditor and this collection agency when it comes to buying the debt. In a lot of cases, there's language in there that needs to be looked at, right? That needs to be looked at to confirm whether the collection company owns the debt, right? And when they own the debt, they're buying the debt as is, right? Kind of like a car or whatnot. You're getting the car, you're getting the account as is. So the collection company really doesn't know how complete the information that they're getting. The original creditor kind of just hands off that information, and it may have all the information or a lack thereof. That's why there's been an influx I've been noticing of accounts that are recent that we've been able to remove, and accounts that are old that we haven't been able to remove, and in some cases we are able to remove depending on how we strategize those next steps. So with that being said, there's that language. So yes, they can sue you for that debt. If the amount is significant enough, they might be motivated to sue you for the debt. But if it's less than $500 or below, they may not sue you for that debt because, again, court costs and all these fees, it may not make sense for them. So that's something that you want to go ahead and pay attention to. So yes, they can sue you for it. However, you can still disputing it. You can still dispute it. And guys, when you dispute an account, you're not saying that it doesn't belong to you. I always tell that to people. When you call a credit restoration company or when you're dealing with us, keep in mind that we're not disputing these accounts and saying that that doesn't belong to you. That's not the case at all whatsoever. Unless you've been a victim of identity theft, doing so can be considered fraudulent. And if you haven't done so, we have removed accounts that actually do belong to people, but off of technicalities and violations of the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of variations that we can look at to go ahead and leverage to get these accounts either corrected or removed within that time frame, right? This is what we do on a day-to-day basis. Kind of like I discussed before, when I was able to remove a repossession that actually did belong to me. I was able to remove it off of a few technicalities. Grant, what's up, man? How you doing? What are simple ways to increase credit scores besides the usual payoff balance, and don't be late? Asking for credit limit increases, applying for additional credit cards, or adding yourself as an authorized user to a friend or family member that allows you to. Reason being because, 30% of your credit has to do with availability of credit. And the availability of credit kind of taps into how much credit you have available in your portfolio, right? I guess, if you will, of credit. And the more that number is, the stronger and better your credit score. But obviously, you have to keep your balances down and make payments over time. And the beautiful thing about when you apply for a credit card, if you apply for a credit card and you got approved for $10,000, which is great, you just added $10,000 to your total availability. And when that hits your credit report, you're starting in a surplus, as opposed to when you get a car loan and it hits your credit report, you're starting in a default. And that's actually not going to start taking you're not going to really see the benefits of having that account on your credit report until a little bit later. So credit cards are a little bit quicker, and that's what I usually recommend for people that are coming off of a bankruptcy, building credit, and so on and so forth. So that right there in itself is great. All right, XVXK. I heard doing that piggyback is illegal now. I'm referring to getting added as an authorized user. No, it's not whatsoever. I actually, when I was rebuilding my credit, the first person I went to was my mom. My mom had a $15,000 Chase credit card that had been open for around 12 years or so. And I asked her to add me as an authorized user. Like, you can actually go to your bank's website and request to be added as an authorized user, or you just put the person's information in and boom, it's done. And they'll send a credit card with your name on it to your house. In my case, I told my mom, you could shred the credit card. I don't care about the credit card. I just care about the information on how it reports on my credit report. So it's not illegal at all whatsoever. It's actually a feature, and banks allow it. So it's not illegal at all whatsoever. Just be careful who you ask to be an authorized user, because if they do miss a payment for whatever reason, then that late payment will reflect on your credit report, and then that's going to tank your credit score. So sometimes I've heard of people offering to pay half of the person's balance every month, right? Because it benefits them just as much as it benefits the original person offering you to piggyback on their credit. So something that's definitely something to consider. Kelsey, thank you. You're welcome. Grant, okay, thank you. So keep applying for new credit cards and try to increase limits, not balances, limits. Yep, and your credit card limit. Lower balances, increase credit card limits. So hopefully that answers your question, guys. So on to the next one. We got some other great results here. On this one, we was able to delete 28 negative items in the amount of 30 days. Now there's this score didn't go up as much because of the remaining factors on this individual's credit. So this person does have a lot of inquiries. In addition to that, they also have high credit card balances. So even though we removed 28 items across the 3 credit bureaus, the amounts were still pretty strong. We're working on a plan with this individual to go ahead and pay their balances down, and also as a final step, remove the inquiries. This should reflect regardless whether it's now or later. So Experian went up 15 points for a totaling of 696 points. Equifax went up around 8 points for 678, and TransUnion actually went up 29 points, totaling 707 credit score. And we was able to remove items such as Samuel Me ED, looks like a medical bill. We was able to remove JCPenney, Citibank, Wells Fargo, Citibank student loan, Synchrony Bank, Citibank again, student loan again, Citibank comes out again, Cox Communication, Portfolio Recovery, Avalon School of Cosmetology. So I guess this would be a private student loan. We got that removed. Southwest EMS, medical bill got deleted. Macy's got deleted. SYNCB Network got deleted. AT&T DirecTV got deleted. Again, these results were within 30 days of them being in our program. Let me see here. The next one here, guys. This one is a little different, right? So that you see how it really depends on what's remaining on your credit score that dictates how much your score is going to go up and within what time frame. So, for example, this one, we just removed one negative item, right? This is all this person had. As a matter of fact, he's done with the program. He just stayed in our program for 30 days, so that's great. So one item deleted. His experience score actually went up 32 points. His Equifax score went up 154 points. And TransUnion went up 55 points, totaling 600, 721, and a 615. With that being said, guys, we was able to help them apply for a credit card, which also contributed to the increase. As you see here, one added, right? This was a Citibank card. And what we was able to remove was a car repossession from Chase, JP Morgan Chase Auto. We was able to remove it from the credit report within 30 days. So client is very happy. I'm happy as well because we got done with him pretty quickly, and that obviously helped him out move on to the next step, whatever goals he had in mind, to go ahead and use his credit, right? Leverage his credit at that. So Jeannie, thank you for all the information. You're welcome. JW Credit Repair. Trade lines are awesome as well for fast credit boosts. Exactly. So some of these trade line companies, again, you guys want to do your research or whatnot, but some of these trade line companies, I think it's great that they offer the service. Again, it's no different. These are actual people out there that are supplying their card information, and they're actually getting paid by the company to be able to use their credit card to add their clients as authorized users. And the way that it works is, again, there's a different factors that make up, which card to use. A lot of these trade line companies offer packages where one package includes a high limit credit card, a medium limit credit card, and then a low limit credit card. High limit credit card could be like a $60,000 line of credit, open for 20 years, never missed a payment. A middle level could be one that's like around, I don't know, $8,000 credit card limit, open for 3 years, and so on and so forth. And then a new one where it might be like $2,000 credit limit, open for a year, never missed a payment. And what they do is that all three of those accounts hit your credit report. Boom, instantly. The combination of all those things will increase your credit report again, depending on what's remaining on there, a huge amount of points if it fits that criteria. And it stays on your credit report for 2 billing cycles. After that, it will remove itself off. The reason being is because in those 2 months, you have the opportunity to go ahead and now apply for what you need to apply for, whether it's a car or whether it's credit cards, or loan. I wouldn't recommend a home because the approval process for a home takes a little bit of time, a lot more than just 2 billing cycles. But the idea is to be able to apply to as many credit cards as you can as possible within that time period, so that all those can reflect, and now you have a specific set and a specific amount totaling. So for example, I know of a guy that he applied for 11 credit cards after that hit his credit report, and out of the 11 he got approved for 8, totaling over $43,000 in lines of credit, right? Like on his total of 8 credit cards, which is great. So, and then what he did is that he used that money and he invested it in actually opening up an Amazon store. And that's something that we could talk about at another time. That's something that we actually do here as a separate entity, I guess, if you will, where we help open for clients Amazon stores. And we do product research. We ship out to the clients. We answer all clients' questions. It's a fully automated program that's designed to generate you income while you sleep. And we have the team and infrastructure in place to go ahead and optimize your store performance on a month-to-month basis. So we have clients making as little as $5,000 a month, and we have clients making as high as $141,000 a month. And again, they literally just wake up and they see how much money they're getting, and it's pretty much a no-brainer. But regardless, again, if you're looking to do that, make sure that you have a plan and you use it strategically. So hopefully that helps, guys. I'll be making more videos on trade lines and such to be able to go ahead and provide that information, because I know that's important and people can use the boost. Isaiah, how you doing? How can you remove the negative item from a credit card that closed the account? With that said, Isaiah, is if they close the account, that's probably in process of being charged off or being sold out or transferred out to another collection agency. Once that happens, that original creditor account needs to get removed out of there, and only one has to remain. At that point, we can go ahead and strategize further on that. So basically, that'll be it. Especially disputing it as a reminder. Linda, hello. I put my accounts with Beyond Finance to try and avoid bankruptcy. Linda, what is Beyond Finance, if you don't mind me asking? Cap 10, how can you remove medical collections? Is it true that medical collections doesn't affect your credit? Yes, they do affect your credit. They may not affect your credit with the new FICO scoring models, like FICO score model 9 or 10 even, I think is what, they don't factor paid collections and hospital bills. However, keep in mind, guys, that the banks of today that are approving your credit, they're using older FICO scoring models, meaning that whether it's a paid collection or not, it's still negatively impacting your score. And medical collections, yes, do impact your score because it's still considered a collection. So keep that in mind, guys. Mucka77, question: what should I do? I got a small claims court paper from a charge-off credit card. You need to contact your local consumer attorney to find what your options are. Again, I don't have all the details in front of me, and if I did, again, I'll tell you the same thing. You have to consult with a local consumer attorney to find out what your options are. Hopefully that helps answer your question. Isaiah, thank you. The account has a zero balance, but I have not used it for like 3 years. So they probably closed it because you haven't been using it. That does happen. Regardless, they shouldn't be then on its way to collections. If anything, there wasn't no activity. It can't mark you for payment history and none of that good stuff. So I don't think it's not hurting you, and it's not affecting you negatively. Christine, hello. Hey, how you doing? Linda, thank you very much for all this great information. I'll be calling you guys soon. Awesome, guys. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut it off short here. Again, guys, if you want to take advantage of the free credit evaluation, call us right now at 1-888-424-0058, option number 1. Again, that's 1-888-424-0058, option number 1. We're definitely here to answer any or all your questions and to provide you a free credit evaluation. The evaluation is literally only 20 minutes of your time, and you take home a very detailed credit report analysis that has the information directly from your credit report, so that you guys can take home, read and study, and at least have a better idea as to what you can expect if you were to do business with us here at ScoreShield Financial. With that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for the love and support. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with family and friends, and until the next episode on Keeping It Real with Credit, peace. If you guys have any more additional questions, feel free to call. I'll definitely go ahead and answer all of your calls. Thanks again, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Let me see here.